such a beautiful blessing to talk to you guys this morning. Hello, Grand Rising. Hello, welcome in. Suveniramu sundukuashka ikiama guama. Already getting some light language coming in. Really beautiful morning. Mercury in the microwave, come on. I am good, Frank. I am good. How are you? Yeah, how are you guys feeling this week? Hold the light and not react. Oh, 100%. And sometimes we learn from the reactions, right? Like sometimes we learn from the reactions. Sometimes withdrawing from reacting is helpful. Depends on what is needed for us at the time, working on observing, not absorbing. Yeah. Sometimes we absorb because we need to learn a lesson from it. But then sometimes when we absorb, we stay absorbed and we can't figure out how to get out. So that's why that observation is really a good modality to learn, kind of to navigate the observation and the absorption. So I'm really glad that you're navigating that. Hello, Lauren. Welcome in. An activation to heal the wounded healer in me. You know, I did a healing the other day on someone, and we talked about that concept of the wounded healer quite a bit. So I love that that's coming up for you. That's something that I was in alignment with as well last week. Feel so much lighter. Yay! I know there was a beautiful little quantum shift as we stepped into March energy. I mean, as always, Grand Rising, Abby. As always, like my favorite day of the month is the first of the month because there's a completely new energy that we get to tune into, even though it's just one day difference. Like each month has its own frequency, it has its own personality. It's like they're all siblings, right? And we like tune into a different sibling. And so, whether it is made by the Gregorian calendar or not, energetically, we as a society give each month a different energy. And so, that energy that we've given each month then kind of becomes its own personality. So we get to tune into those personalities and what the personality of the month wants to bring to us. And it does, in a lot of ways, work with the alignment of, the stars and whatever. I am very excited for when humanity shifts over to the 13-month calendar, which I do think is going to be happening soon, relatively soon. I actually think some people are going to be starting at this spring equinox. I'm remembering that now, which is something, if you want to tune into that frequency of the 13-month calendar, 28 days, 13 months, do it. Feel into that. Hello, welcome in, welcome. It's good to have you guys here. What a beautiful day to be alive. Am I right? Hello from Anderson, Indiana. Thank you, beautiful soul. Thank you for being here. So a lot of feeling the heart really opening here today. Lots of love shining through this collective. Yee, so much love, I can feel it deep. We're only going to do 3 healings today since I did start my blood moon cycle the day before, or kind of the night of the full moon eclipse in Virgo. Oh my gosh, what a powerful cycle, you guys. It's spiritual warfare in there. So yeah, we're only going to do 3 healings today. If you're feeling called to get on the list, please do. I'm very excited about this energy, as tomorrow is technically the full moon eclipse in Virgo, but we're going to be seeing it. Oh, excellent, Lauren. Sent on Cash App. Excellent. So we have Lauren and then Katie. Then we have one more spot left. I just feel like that makes the most sense for me to tune in. Thank you, beautiful soul. Welcome in. I Excellent. Excellent. Okay, so here's the thing though, and I talk about this a lot. I really love being on my cycle. I think it's one of the most magical things that people can do. I mean, and I'm very, very grateful to be having the woman body and having woman experiences. Thank you, Abby. I appreciate. Um, so I'm very, very grateful to experience the cycles of death and rebirth very strong and active in the feminine body, because there is just such a power to learning the power of cycles and to learning the power of the body and the release system. And I love working with the energy of the release, and I love working with the lows. I love working with the voids. I love working with the depth of pain. I'm not gonna lie, it's something I really enjoy working with. I think a lot of people try to avoid it, but I think it's one of the greatest gifts that we have, is to feel. Period. Point blank period is to feel. Because I think I've had so many memories in lifetimes where I haven't felt, or I've been numbed out, or I'm in a higher plane of existence where this type of emotional feeling isn't as intense. And so being here now has just been super beautiful to like really respect the human, to respect the feelings that come with being a human, to respect the cycles, to respect the woman, to respect the womb, right? The creative portal of all of humanity. It's the womb. And so like holding deep respect for its cycles and the way that it needs to die to itself and the way that it needs to replenish itself. Oh, it's just literally magical. It's literally magical. Feeling can look ugly. I was a mess. Definitely. It definitely, like, I think ugly from the perspective of others, right? But when we're in it, when we're feeling those feelings, and maybe you have your own sort of judgment to that, if I'm alone and I'm feeling my feelings, it's so liberating. I don't judge myself for feeling, right? Most of the time I judge myself based on what other people think of me. And so like that's definitely the difference. And so by us giving ourselves the opportunity to fully be free to feel, we're changing reality. We're changing reality. From Rochester, New York, welcome in. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you. So that's just something I'm very passionate about, the feminine cycles and the body and the blood that we move through us. It feels so good to cry, right? That cathartic release, that releasing of our emotions, that connectedness to our feelings. They hate feeling. So it was so cool to have them witness that. Yay! I had a very similar thing. I do. Ray, you would be the last one on the list if you want to get on. I had a similar feeling, but with my anger, right? Last week, y'all saw that I was like a little bit angry. There's a lot of emotions coming forward. And so allowing my parents to see me in my frustration was really beautiful. Even though they were like a little bit like, they were like, ooh, what do we do now? It was really beautiful that I don't even know how to explain it. I think it was just being witnessed. I think being witnessed in the changes of my emotions was really beautiful. And definitely I could feel the judgment, but I think a lot of times when I feel judgment, I just ignore it because it doesn't benefit me. It doesn't benefit me, unfortunately. So I just ignore a lot of judgment. I went outside in the rain and laid on Mother Gaia in the rain and just fully surrendered. Oh my gosh, I could feel the energy from that. That sounds magical, and I know that was magical. You look like you love Steven Universe. I have never actually seen Steven Universe. I have heard good things about it though. I have. Rachel, did you get on the list, love? Let me close it. If you did, report back to me. Thank you for the roses. Thank you. Grand Rising, Alice, welcome in. Thank you again to everyone on YouTube. Thank you to everyone over here on TikTok. I'm super, super grateful for both of these communities. Peace. Okay, give me a second. I'm going to close the list then. Do I believe in God? Absolutely, absolutely. That's the reason I'm here. Bro. Be nice, be nice. People on YouTube, be nice. Sudush konoko aramas santukuaki kiamakia ramos ushka. Thank you for the roses, you guys. Thank you. Astrid, I'm not sure if we'll get to it today. We might. I'll just have to check in with my body on that fourth one if we do tune in. But if my body is saying no, then I might not. I could do a recorded session tomorrow, or we can wait for another live. But we'll check in once we get to your session. So right now we have Lauren, Katie, Rachel, and Astrid. So I'm just tuning into the energetics of the grid and the human system here. There's so many upgrades. I'm so proud of each and every one of you. I'm so happy for you guys. So welcome into March energy. This is a really, really beautiful month of transformation as always. I mean, go check out my latest YouTube video about the March energy update as well. You're going to hear a lot of these same things. But March, the trajectory of March over the past 6 years and beyond have just been very strong, right? Even in 2020, what was the March 2020? We got hit with COVID-19. So there's been continual transformation. And I want you to feel your nervous system as I said that. What came up when I talked about that? Was there nervousness? Was there frustration? Was there excitement? Was there nothing? That's okay. That's how we heal. We continue to feel our emotions and we let them pass, okay? So last March we had a lot of transformation, a lot of beautiful shifts in our reality. This March is going to be the same thing. We're stepping into, again, deeper stepping into New Earth. We've had multiple different initiations, right? We had the first of the year, the Gregorian calendar, January 1st, stepping in. We had start of the New Earth. Then we had the Fire Horse start of the New Earth. And now we're having this spring equinox type of astrological New Year, start of the New Earth. So we're getting multiple waves of initiation into New Earth that we are stepping into to continue to make sure that we are at the energetic level to be those co-creators that we know that we are, to create the reality that is meant for us. So thank you for being here. Thank you for being present with yourself, to know that we are the ones making the change because you're actively choosing to do so. And that's the difference between those that are engaging in these type of conversations and those that aren't, is it's simply just intention. And so if you don't want to engage in that, that's okay. There's no judgment towards that. But if you're called here and into this space, that means you really are called to help shift and change the world. And I'm super, super grateful for you to be here. So let me talk about the words of the day, though, because there's some really beautiful words. Peace, because change is necessary. Absolutely. Absolutely. Have a great day. Have a great one. Okay, so words of the day. We have enjoy, trust, connect, flow, refine, discern, communicate, and plan. It actually went the other way. Refine, discern, communicate, plan, enjoy, trust, connect, and flow. So there's a lot of that Virgo energy near this. Refine, discern, communicate, plan. Very Virgo in nature. But there is this kind of balance of enjoy, trust, connect, and flow that is here to make it so it's not so serious. I think Virgo energy can get really serious. We can be like, what are the plan? What is the details? How can I be there? What are the steps? But then it's also still being balanced with this unseriousness of just flow, just enjoy it, just trust the process. Know that where you are meant to be and what you are planning is meant to happen. Don't take it so seriously. I think sometimes even when I'm communicating, it can sound very serious in nature because I oftentimes am channeling a higher guide or my higher self that can sound more serious in the human body. But from a higher vantage point, it's more of like an overarching theme, if that makes sense. So when I'm talking about things that can seem pretty intense or pretty charged, it still is charged, but at the same time, take it how your human body wants to take it. Sometimes let some of that flow, let some of that intensity just rush off of you and just flow into ease. Sometimes, though, if your body feels you need that intensity, please tune into it. Bringing light down through the crown, third eye, throat, heart, solar, sacral, root, hips, thighs, back of thighs, knees, back of knees, shins, calves, ankles, feet, down into the earth, grounding down. Visualize those roots extending deeper and deeper. As you're tuning into the roots, is anyone tuning into more of that fairy-like energy? Because I have been specifically tuning into March. March has a lot of this awakening to the Fae, a lot of awakening to the spiritual realm on Earth. What's another word that we can use for it? Because it, like, I don't want to just say like magical realm, because I think a lot of people kind of dismiss that. But it's like beyond the veil here. There's like a lot of magic beyond the human limitation, right? There's a lot of magic here in the earth, with the trees, with nature. So that's really opening up, and we're starting to see more of that. They're starting to be more comfortable with the human frequency, which is really exciting. So that's something we're feeling really deep into the earth. As Earth is kind of stirring and waking up her magic, she is really excited about the initiation we're about to go on. She's very, very happy for all of the beings, the light workers, the star seeds, the guides, the healers, all of that are here doing the work. And she's also really happy for all of the open-mindedness that is starting to come forward on this planet due to deep exposing of energy. And because right now a lot of humans are like, I have no clue what our trajectory needs to be, like I have no clue where humanity is going. Sometimes they just go to like doomsday energy, and they're like, oh, the world is just going to end, it's just going to blow up, and we're all going to kill each other. Some people are going to do that. Make sure to not tune in with that energy, because that's not your trajectory, or it doesn't need to be your trajectory. Keep going up in your vision of the future. It doesn't have to even be, we don't even have to continue to look at reality as if it's continuing to be how it is now. We want to go up, if that makes sense. I hope that does make sense. Starting to view reality as even better and even greater than you've ever expected. I think a lot of us, it's as if our energetic dreams are coming true, and they're like, okay, now your dreams are coming true, now what? Dream even bigger, dream even higher, dream even greater. And it's kind of wild, because one of my dreams has been being a world-known healer and teacher, and I'm that already. So like, now what? Now what, spirit? How do I do more? Because it feels like that's already so fulfilling into my heart. It's like already so overwhelming into my body. Now what? Can I even dream any bigger? I haven't even thought about going even deeper. So these are kind of concepts that they want you to be thinking about here in this month, is like, go even higher, go even greater. What are your dreams? Let them be seen, let them be known. A lot of things in the month of March is going to be about how can you be physically present with your dreams. So for me, one of my dreams is really to be present with other healers and other teachers, other guides. We'll see if that comes forward in this month of March, but I do think it'll be coming forward for me soon. So it might not be this month, but it's going to be, my visions and my realities of the future are going to be much more grounded. I'm not going to be as scared. I think in the past I used to be very scared of connecting with other healers and teachers. I thought there might have been a lot of judgment towards me and my path, and the way that I navigate on earth is a little bit different than other people. But now I'm like, it really genuinely doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, because we're becoming a multi-dimensional state of being where our differences actually is the most glorious part about us, right? That is how we create the beautiful puzzle piece of reality that we are making, is our own unique and individual perspectives all come together to create something really beautiful and complex and aligned. So yeah. Anyways, that's just what I'm feeling into this. I'm going to ground my energy just a little bit more down so that I can slow down my tone down to your crown, third eye, throat, heart, solar, sacral, root, hips, thighs, back of thighs, knees, back of knees, shins, calves, ankles, feet. Grounding in. There is, again, a lot of focus on the solar plexus this month as well. An enhancement of confidence, enhancement of trust within self, enhancement of discernment. There's going to be an enhancement of your spiritual gifts in the solar plexus. Whew, that was a lot, okay? How are y'all feeling? Being our authentic self is the missing piece that will create the connections we desire, absolutely. And there's also going to be some connections that just simply don't work. So if you try to change yourself for other people, then you're going to create a fake connection, and that's not good for anyone. Okay, excellent. Recorded session. Absolutely. And of course, if I do have that energy at the end, like, we can still tune in. Depends on how that is feeling. God is the love all around us, 100%. Authenticity is the highest vibration. Yes, yes. Jesus loves gay people. Hell yeah. I probably shouldn't have said hell yeah. God shouldn't be a symbol of hate. I love that. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Sui. Sui. Shoo. Okay. How is everyone feeling in the collective? Feels like there was already so much information that came through. Whoa. At least in my channel. There's so much good energy coming in March, you guys. I always get so excited my first day coming into a live in a new month, because there's just, there's so much good energy. So much good energy. I was low the other day, high yesterday, and low today. I'm feeling meh, lots of peace. Okay, so I love that there's such a variation and a difference in, I'm feeling whole for real. Yes, I love wholeness. I totally love that there is a difference in variation of emotions and energies, because this is something really prominent in the collective field right now. And this is also a part of us learning how to not need to tune into other people's emotions and allow them to be their own, right? And this also goes into non-judgment. When you allow someone's emotions to be their own without you needing to tune into them, you're empowering your empathy, because you don't need them to be happy, or you don't need them to be in a certain state of being. So for those that are experiencing lots of, like, the empath, if you're an empath, sometimes it can be hard for us to be like, okay, someone else is feeling bad, now what do I do? Just let them. That's okay too. Like, it's allowed. They're allowed to feel those emotions because they need to feel those emotions. Because when you're in that low, that is what you need. That is why you're there, because you're learning something there. Let yourself feel that so you can go up, and that's okay. Like, sometimes I'm feeling really low, and then I'll talk about it in the live, and then there's, like, people that are like, oh, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry I'm feeling low. Like, it's just what I'm feeling. There's no need to label that as good or bad. It's just what it is, right? So I think it's really good that the collective in general is learning that. Yeah, that's just something I want to say. But yes, I am sending so much love to those that are feeling those really high highs and those low lows as we're navigating these emotional transitions right now. Everyone's going to react to this full moon eclipse very differently based on what we are needing in our life. So if you're feeling into this meh energy or this low energy near this Virgo moon eclipse, that's okay. That means you're purging out a lot. Give yourself full permission to feel it, to be there, and to purge. If you're feeling into a high in this Virgo moon eclipse, tune into what energy you're wanting to bring forward. Tune into the feeling of sustaining that high, because something I talked about here in the March energy update on YouTube, again, go check it out, is higher highs and lower lows. That is something we're going to be experiencing here in March, but mainly the higher highs. Like, there's this springtime high energy that is coming in that is going to be very helpful to shifting the collective energy field into a higher vibration. So the longer that we can stay and sustain those highs, the higher the vibration of humanity is going to be shifting up. So that's something we're going to be feeling. And again, when we're feeling those, oftentimes it does get counterbalanced with a low. But what I'm feeling towards these lows is they're not going to necessarily be as depressing or dense because we're learning how to flow through them. So I think in the past when we went through these lows, it felt so debilitating, but now it's more like, okay, I know what this is and I know how to move through this. Okay, awesome. Let me just feel it. Let me move through it. So, sorry. Give me a second. Yay! Any advice on sitting in the feelings and emotions that aren't always pretty without judgment, or what do you do? Ooh, again, this is what I'm gonna say is expression, like art, expression, dance, angst. Like when I'm really moody, angsty, upset, depressed, I'm gonna paint a picture that's all black and I'm gonna feel it all and I'm gonna get it all out and it's gonna look moody. And if anyone sees my images or my drawings, they're gonna be like, girl, what is wrong with you? But that's what I needed to allow myself to let all of this density out, to be seen, to be witnessed. I think that's the biggest thing. A lot of times we have these emotions inside of us that we want to be witnessed, and so we'll project them outside of us so that other people can see and validate us. But oftentimes we don't need to project them outwards. We can just validate ourselves through expression, through art. This is why I think art is very, very important. Again, something really strong here in the month of March, really opening up our artistic abilities, because we're the co-creators. We're the co-creators. We are expressions of God. And what is God? God essentially is the creator. So if we are children of God, then we are creators. That is naturally our job on the universe, is to help continue to create the reality that we're looking for. That's what I'll say towards that. Give me a second. I've had a few challenges over the last few days, but I love when I reflect on them after. Yes, same. I've been feeling a lot in my sacral chakra, like a stagnant energy, but it's lifting. Love that, love that, love that. Yes, move the body, absolutely. Funny you say that. I went outside with my son with my coloring books. Yay! I'll never afterwards and see the bigger picture behind it. Nothing to do with me at all. Yeah, that's another thing, again, that we're learning here in this month is a lot of us, we do tune in to the collective consciousness field. And so sometimes we're going to be bringing these emotions forward. A lot of times when I'm delving into deep lows or deep emotions, a lot of times they're really not mine. But I still allow myself to feel through it, because through every single emotion that we can kind of overcome, we gain more wisdom, we gain more clarity, and we gain greater wisdom on healing ourselves in general. So the more that we can go through emotions and heal them, we can go through emotions and we can acknowledge them without disrespecting ourselves, we gain greater clarity in our healing ability. So anytime that you're getting emotions, see it as a gift. Ah, yay, I'm gaining clarity, I'm gaining strength in my healing abilities. Okay? Sorry, lots of things going on here. I love that. How do we get a session? So today, unfortunately, my list is closed, but you can send in for a recorded session. You can come back in on Wednesday for more healings. You can go to my link in bio. Let's go over here. Spring is truly a breath of life. Yes. What I've noticed when I'm tuning into the energy around me is healing the heart and sacral around me. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Also, I've noticed how easy community comes to me because I feel very transient as a being in relationship, like water. Is that the right word? Did I say that right? Transient? Transient. Give me a definition of that word. I feel like I know what it is, but I'm also like blanking. Like water, yeah. I feel that same way in relationships, because and I think in sometimes I used to be like, well, is this me like conforming for others? But I think with every single relationship in my life, I just show up as a different person. Like I become a different version of myself to reflect back to the other person. And I don't necessarily think it's a negative thing. I think some people might think it's a negative thing, but I think that's just really a part of my personality, is kind of reflecting back to someone how they're showing up in the world. It's lasting for only a short time. Oh, I did not know that. I love that though. I love that. Why didn't I know that word? Why does it feel so relevant to me? I'm gonna write that down. Okay, we're going into these the chameleon, yeah, chameleon energy, right? Which is really interesting actually, because I had a dream last night about these gorillas that shapeshifted into old ladies. Really weird. They were like coming out of the woods, and I was like running from them, and then they shapeshifted into like old ladies that knocked on my door, and they had my cat, and I was like, can I have my cat back? And then I woke up and it was really weird. But they were like shape-shifting, and I didn't love it. It was like a weird energy. Sui. Sensing I need a hug. Yes, I love that. All right. Anyways, so that's the energy today, you guys. Thank you to everyone that's present. Make sure you have your water nearby, not just your coffee if you're a coffee drinker. If you're not a coffee drinker, that's okay too. Whatever you got going on. But then it was my planet. Oh, I love that. I love seeing cherubs. They're literally my favorite thing ever. I'm gonna get a tattoo of a cherub on my arm. Your light language sounds like Snoop Dogg today. Ah, that's awesome. That's so funny. Chameleon by Maris. I'm gonna write that down. I remember when I first started tuning into my gifts, I remember hearing that I was a chameleon or a shapeshifter, and I was like, I don't really know what that means, but I do, you know? Like, I think every day you come on here, you see a different version of me, and I think that's really beautiful in itself. But then for each individual relationship that I have in my life, there's a different version of me too. So it's like, it's fun. I enjoy the multidimensionality of all of the perspectives that I get to gain when tuning in with someone else and tuning in with each energy. And I think this is how I've become, I would say, a great healer, is because I've been able to work with so many different perspectives and so many different souls and gain a little bit of their perspective on life. And from that, it's allowed me to have such an open mind towards reality. And I'm just so beyond grateful, as always, just super truly grateful for this gift of life and this gift of this place and all of you guys, truly. So, Moon day, yes! Happy Monday, beautiful soul. You are a combination of what the person you're with needs, but also the person you wish to be. I get what you mean. Yeah, absolutely. I love that. All right, so let's get into these sessions. The first one up we have is Lauren. Do we have Lauren in here? Again, thank y'all for just tuning in with me today. There's a lot of excitement, energy. I woke up really early too, so lots of excitement here in my field. And it is really weird. I always like do get a burst of energy when I get on my cycle, which is kind of opposite of most people. All right, 15-minute session for Lauren. Lauren, is there anything specific that you want to work on today, love? And again, anyone else that is in here, you guys can just learn and receive the secondary energy codes of all of these healings. Just intuitive. Excellent. Oh, wait a second. What? Oh my gosh, I don't know how to spell. Give me a, oh my gosh. Intuitive. Took me 3 tries to write that down. Jeez. Okay. New cycle, new energy. Absolutely. Seeing a lot of like flowers in my mind's eye as well. The path of the rose energy has been really open in my field. Lots of good energy. So let me tune into my frequency here, and then we will go into Lauren's session. All right, let's get into it. Lauren, put a heart in the chat when you are ready and we'll get started. Again, this is just a 15-minute session here today. All right, put a hand on your heart, put a hand on your belly. Let's take 3 deep breaths in together. Take a deep breath in. Okay. So the concept of dream bigger is really playing a part here in your field, because they're showing me the image of a fence around a house and then some sheep. They always show me this image in the energy of opening yourself up for more possibility, because sometimes we get content in our little fenced in area, but they're like, there's so much more space outside of that fence that you could be tuning into. So it's as if like there's a part of you that is growing and expanding, and it can feel a little bit uncomfortable to go outside of that fence and to go explore all of the reality that you have yet to explore. And so again, they're coming back to that phrase and that concept of dream bigger. It's as if you have let some of your dreams go because of physical reality and the limitations of other people around you. What truly is, if you could sit down and you could write, this is what I'm feeling for you, writing down in a journal today as we're going into that full moon eclipse, writing down genuinely what you want for yourself, if money, if other people's expectations, if all of this stuff wasn't playing a part in your reality. What would the reality be that you would want? So I am feeling just much more freedom here, much more peace here, much more excitement and joy in life here. I am seeing taking care of a lot of animals. That feels very, very specific in your field. Even like an animal healer is something that I'm tuning into, something I'm feeling. Working with horses, working with sheep, working with different types of dogs. Like all of this stuff is coming into your field, and they're like, open your heart to better possibilities. Open your heart to the highest trajectory of reality and start to see that as a part of your trajectory, because when you can do that, that's when you timeline jump. That's when you shift your reality into something that is feasible and possible. But you have to be the one to declare that that's something that you want. So anything that I said, you don't have to tune into that. These are just images and thoughts that have come up. So they're wanting you to open that fence. They're wanting you to not be as content with reality. I think there's something so beautiful in being grateful for what you have, but they're also like, keep growing, keep going, keep expanding, keep knowing that the dreams that you've had as a kiddo still can come to the surface. I'm hearing don't submit to authority. And authority could be others' expectations, or authority can sometimes be the limitation of money, right? We sometimes put money as our authority instead of putting our dreams or ourself as authority or sovereignty over our life, right? That's my dream, to open dog sanctuary for rescue dogs. Okay, yes, come on, Lauren. They're saying this is going to happen. They're saying this is going to happen. Allow that dream to start manifesting deeper into the earth. Allow it to be, allow the miracles to take place where things are just starting to shift. Things are just starting to piece together in your reality where it's so easy for that possibility to come forward. They're saying actually start looking into, even like, I don't know, I'm seeing like Zillow, like looking into places where you could actually feasibly do this. And maybe right now in your home you could actually feasibly do this. Look into even fences. Again, coming into that, the concept of fences, I keep seeing fences. Look into different things that you could do or things that you need in order to facilitate this beautiful sanctuary. And I love the word sanctuary. It's just such a wonderful word because it's just, there's such blessing behind that word sanctuary. So I'm really, really glad that that's a part of your dream. There's something also with working with Hecate, because Hecate does a lot with dogs. And so when working with her, I'm not sure if you work with her at all already, but when working with her, she really wants dogs to be really blessed and honored for who they are and the protective forces that they are. So working with her could help you also get a little bit closer to that dream as well, because she wants to really support you in that. Okay, so that's what I'm feeling already. Bringing some energy down through the crown. Open your mind a bit more here. There's kind of still a closed offness to this. You're like, oh, well, it's a dream. Bring it down to the third eye. Visualize it, see it, let it happen. They just keep showing me like the grass as well, like literally seeing what the grass is going to look like for these dogs to run in. What is the landscape that is going to be around for these dogs to facilitate in, right? Like they want you to get very specific on the earthiness of this dream. Bringing this down through the throat chakra. And again, we were saying earlier, journaling this and writing it down is a part of expression, is a part of bringing it outside of yourself. And that is going to be needed, because right now there is a little bit of that. I'm just keeping this dream inside. It's not as much being talked about outside of me, but it's kind of just a thing that I've had in my head, something that I really want. Just saying, write down the details. Write down the deets. Because come the spring equinox, there's a train that's coming that says, do you want to follow your dreams? You're going to get on that train and you're going to go. So right now is that opportunity and that time to really get the details of your reality, of your dreams down. Okay? Bringing this down into your heart chakra. The heart is very open to this dream. It's very excited about this dream. Still needs to open a bit more though. The heart is in alignment with this. So when your heart is in alignment, things tend to just fall into place. I want you to believe in that. I'm seeing a rose. Buy yourself some roses or some flowers. Offer them to your ancestors. Offer them to the temple of your body, the sanctuary of your body. And allow them to be the first donation to your dog sanctuary is what I'm hearing. Show yourself that you're actually serious about this. This is a very strong message. So again, tune into what feels right. But I also don't necessarily want you to back out, because I think at some point you're like, is this too much though? Can I feasibly do this? If this is where your soul is calling you to go, listen to it. It's going to bring a lot more fulfillment. Okay, come down into the solar plexus. Again, that's where I'm kind of feeling some of that doubt. Yeah, the logistics tie me up. Yeah, I can feel that doubt here in the solar plexus. So the solar is going to be expanding. It's actually, it's not necessarily as much the logistics. Yes, it's the logistics, but it's the confidence behind navigating the logistics. Because I think if you genuinely like tuned in with the logistics of doing this, like you'll be able to do it. It's just the confidence behind knowing that you can handle it. And so that's where we're going to be tuning into here. Start opening up that solar plexus. Give yourself a little rub on the solar. Tell your body it is safe to receive the dreams and to receive the purpose and to tune into the purpose that you know you have here. This Virgo eclipse full moon is not messing around. It's here to say, put structure to your dreams. And find that structure so that, again, when we come into that spring equinox, you can get on that train and you can go. So you have the next couple weeks to really chew on these ideas. They want you to be chewing and then spitting out the old energy that says, oh, I can't do this. Ugh, let that go. Roll your shoulders back, let the stress go. That might be building up, let the limitations go. That might be building up, and trust that if you're in alignment with your purpose, Spirit is going to guide you effortlessly on this river of abundance. Feel into that, okay? Going down to the womb, opening this up a bit deeper. Yeah, the womb, the inner child is full on. They're like, yes, this is what I want. This is what I want to do. Sitting in the sun is going to be really helpful. I think you're in Florida, right? Sitting in the sun is going to be really helpful for your solar plexus to expand. Yeah, the inner child is excited. Give the inner child this dream. Again, Laura, know that you're here on this planet for a reason. Opening up deeper into your root chakra, opening up here. And sustaining these ideas and these dreams down into the physical reality. This is just the first step. Again, they're showing me the notebook again. Genuinely write this stuff down. I can feel a little bit of like overwhelm and like wanting to throw up here. Because there's like, oh my gosh, this is real. Yes, it is. Allow that to sink in. Down into the root. Hips, thighs, back of thighs. Knees, back of knees, shins, calves, ankles, feet down into the earth, grounding in, planting this energy down through your roots, building a solid foundation of trust and confidence within yourself that you can pursue your purpose and you will find absolute fulfillment on the other side of stepping into the uncomfort. Again, that first initial analogy was you're in this fence and they're saying open up that fence. It's going to be a little bit uncomfortable to walk outside of the fence because you've only been stationed inside this fence. But outside of the fence, there's so much more freedom. There's so much more expansion. There's so many more dreams that are feasible here. Open that fence. Walk out. Enjoy the freedom of your dreams coming to the surface. Planting deeper into earth. Planting deeper into reality. Your dreams. And again, for so many in this collective, this could resonate to you in however it needs to. Bringing all of these dreams and ideas down to the hips, thighs, back of thighs, knees, back of knees, shins, calves, ankles, feet down into the earth, grounding in. Dream even bigger. Down through the roots, all the way down to the crystalline core. And allow this energy to make an impact throughout the earth. Allow your connectedness with animals and animal healing, animal sanctuary, to influence the energy of the collective consciousness to their relationship with animals. This is much bigger than you. So see that in the purpose. That you get to reflect back to humanity how to treat animals. Shift this out to the universe, bringing unconditional love back up through your roots, feet, ankles, shins, calves, knees, thighs, hips, root, sacral, solar, heart, throat, third eye, and crown all the way up into the heavens. Whew. Bringing this all the way back down and around you. Good. Releasing out any last energy that doesn't serve you, letting it go, letting it flow, letting it go, letting it flow, letting it go, letting it flow. Beautiful. Bringing unconditional love into every cell of your body, illuminating from the inside out, appreciating the love, the joy, the peace, the bliss, the honor, and being alive here in this present moment. I see you, I love you, I honor you. Bringing golden light energy all around your aura, keeping you safe, sane, and protected. Embracing the beauty of who you are and honoring your soul journey. Bringing abundance all the way through you and into the collective consciousness field as we all shift together. And again, they're saying don't make money your authority. Understand that you are your authority. God is your authority. And when you allow that to be the case, things come to you much easier. Beautiful. Take a deep breath in. Oh wait, did I do something wrong? How do I end these? Sometimes I forget how I do these. Okay, what? It doesn't matter. Your energy is yours, and my energy is mine. And so it is. And so it is. There you go, beautiful soul. That was a beautiful session. Very pointed, very strongly pointed. And I love that for you, Lauren. Lots of good energy behind that. Just keep feeling into that motivation. Grab your notebook right now. If you don't already have your notebook out, if you're going to be sitting here with us, Spirit literally was like, listen up. Yeah. Yeah. All right, next up we have Katie. So I might go use the bathroom before we start this next one. So hey, hi, hey, hi, hey. So how can I get a private session? You can go to my link in bio and you can look at the one-on-one services. There's 30 minutes or 1 hour sessions. You can book. My one-on-one sessions tend to happen on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. And you do have to book 2 days out just so I make sure I can see it, because I don't want to miss a session, because that has happened before. So it is booked 2 days out. So if you're booking today for a session, earliest day would be Thursday, and we can make it work. All right. So we have Katie in the chat. Is Katie here? Actually, I'm going to go use the bathroom real quick. I want you guys to sit with the information that you gained in that last session, and I will be right back. Y'all, I am so sore. That was a symptom I didn't talk about this morning that I was going to. Holy crap, I'm sore. Sore. Thank you for the rose. My whole body hurts. And it doesn't even make sense. Like I did a different routine of a yoga routine. I shouldn't be this sore. I don't know why I'm so sore. Specifically in my hip crease too, which is a place that I try to stretch a lot. So it's kind of interesting. Anyways, let's get into Katie's session. Thank you to everyone that stuck around, by the way. I know some people don't like to sit in silence, so I appreciate y'all being here. Katie, let me know what you'd like to tune into today. My lower back is bothering me. Yeah, kind of me too. Katie, this is a full initiation. I love that this is the last day of your corporate job. And I love that it aligns in with the full moon eclipse in Virgo. I love that it's also a blood moon in Virgo. This is such good energy. I hope you can feel it behind it. I know that there could maybe be some emotions or some weird feelings behind it, but literally just like the last session we did with Lauren, it's all about creating structure for the future reality that we want. And so as you're stepping away from the old structure, you're literally stepping into new structure of creating the healer that you know you are. Okay, that's all I'm going to say about that, and we'll tune in. I'm very excited for you. I'm very excited for you, is what I'm going to say. And you're a Virgo North Node. Okay. So as a Virgo moon, I just love this energy. I love working with this energy because my emotions feel very connected with the Virgo energy. So I definitely relate to a Virgo energy. I love that you're a Virgo North Node. This is so perfect. Okay, let me write down the time. This is a 15-minute session. Oh, math. 11. There we go. All right, let's do it. Hell yeah, baby. My North Node is in Cancer, which I love as well. But I think Cancers and Virgos go well together. Maybe it's just because I have a Cancer sun and a Virgo moon. Anyways, doesn't matter. Let's tune in. Put a heart in the chat when you're ready. Oh, wait. I didn't get my energy ready. Give me a second. Wait. Don't do it yet. Oh, I'm so excited for this energy. Let me change the time real quick. All right, put a heart in the chat when you're ready. And we'll get into it. Hey. Thank you to everyone that's here. You guys can always receive the secondary energy codes. Excellent. Put a hand in your heart, put a hand in your belly. Let's take 3 deep breaths in together. Take a deep breath in. You're actually going to be releasing a lot of stress out of your body once you let go of this job. It's going to be a lot more stress-free than you're expecting it. Okay, the first thing that I saw right away, and they kept just showing me this image, is this huge spider web. Okay, this is such Virgo energy too. This huge spider web that has been cultivating for a very long time. And this spider web is your energetic safety net or your energetic foundation. And you have been cultivating this energetic foundation for a very, very long time. And now you're at the point where the old thing that you're on or the cliff that you're on, now you have to jump off and you have to trust that energetic safety net. You have to trust that spider web that you built for yourself to hold you. And so after you jump off from this job, oh, there's going to be such a cathartic release, one. So there's going to be a lot of emotions that flow through so that you can let out the programming of a corporate job. That's the first thing I'm going to say. So like a week, you're going to have like a week of just pure purging is what I'm feeling from you. There's going to be a lot of purging, but mainly it's going to be an energetic nervous system reset to tell your body that you don't need to function by authority. Again, the same thing that we kind of talked about in the last one. You don't need to function by someone else having authority over you, and you don't need to give your authority to money. You don't need to give your authority to anyone outside of you because your authority is within. They even said this, a statistic that over 50% of people in like 2027 are going to be self-employed or have their own careers. So this, I just want to show to you that you're not the only one stepping into this momentum of having your own career. Okay, this is something that is very, very feasible, and it's a very grounded energy. A Virgo is a very grounded frequency that says, what are your plans? Put them to action. What are your plans? Put them to action. So right now, again, you're stepping off this beautiful cliff. You're like, look, as you're jumping off the cliff, you're noticing your angel wings, but you're also trust falling into the spider web that you created, this energetic vortex that you created for yourself to then push you forward. Okay, so again, there's a lot of imagery here. Imagine the spider web is the bottom. It's the safety net you've created for yourself. Once you hit that spider web, girl, you're going up. It's like a trampoline. So you need to go down in order to purge, in order to release. You're going to have a lot of these emotions come forward, and then you go up. And it's only going to be up from there, is what I'm feeling. Here's another image that I'm seeing. So say this is the cliff that you're on right now in your corporate job. You're jumping down to this spider web, then you're bouncing up. The next cliff that you're going to is much higher. There's much energetically higher standards here. There's much more emotional fulfillment. There's much more even financial fulfillment because of the emotional fulfillment behind it. I want you to get very excited about what you're going to be doing because you're a very strong healer. You know who you are. And you're gaining your skills. I want you to also understand that the start of your healing career is going to be a lot of clinical hours. So there's going to be a lot of testing your strength. There's going to be a lot of, do I actually know what I'm doing? Questioning yourself and then gaining clarity from that questioning. There's going to be a lot of strength that is provided through that. So I want you to feel that when you question yourself as you first step deeper into your healing career, that questioning is not a bad thing. It does not mean that you don't know what you're doing. It means that you are gaining clarity on who you are and why you are doing what you're doing, okay? You're going to just keep finding clarity over and over. You're going to just keep finding clarity. Okay, whew, there's a lot of energy here. There's a lot of energy here. Okay, opening this up deeper. Down through your crown, your third eye, yeah, there's already a lot of questioning. I'm feeling a lot of doubt already in your mind. Let that go. I do feel already the purging, the crying, the energy that wants to come forward. Again, I want to say it's going to be necessary for you to sit in those emotions, to let them out. But I'm also feeling Spirit is guiding you every single step of the way. It would not align the way that it is if you weren't guided or if you weren't aligned with your highest good. Period. Miracles are on your side. They actually want to be played for you. They want to be witnessed. These miracles want to be witnessed in your reality. Allow them to. Let go of doubt. Let go of overthinking this. This is natural momentum. We need more healers in the world. We need more spiritual guides and teachers in the world, because as we step into the spring equinox, more people are going to be waking up. More people are going to be realizing the spiritual wounds that they have within themselves. I'm telling you, this spot needs to be filled. And I think a lot of us get into the mentality that a healing career isn't one that is going to be financially stable, and I want you to let that idea go. Because that's only the idea if you give it that idea. This has been the most highest paying career that I've had. Yes, I'm still very young. But I want you to also understand your energetic worth is shown to others. Trust that. Let go of the doubt. Let go of the fear. Tune into the energetic safety net that you've been cultivating for years. And step fully into your power. And your power has so much more freedom than limitation. I think in your mind there's so much more limitation. Let that go. And I want you to also visualize here the impact that you're going to make on other people. That's the most important thing, because that is the energy of abundance. My impact. It goes beyond this lifetime. My energetic impact is helping shift and shape the world that we are living in now. Feel the abundance, feel the wealth behind that knowing that you're here to help create paths of ascension. Help create paths of awakening into higher knowledge of the new earth consciousness. That is abundance, that is wealth. And it does manifest physically when we allow it to. See your worth in it all. Opening up deeper in the throat, again, like we said in that last session. Write these things down. Tune into it. What does it actually look like to do this full time? And is this something you truly want to do? And listen to your soul rather than your ego, because you might have just heard yes and no at the same time. Listen to your soul. This is a lifetime where the soul is leading. You are safe to be a healer in this lifetime. You are safe to be a teacher and a guide in this lifetime. That's why you're here. That's why you're on this path. Opening up deeper in the heart. Again, a lot of emotions flowing through as you're dying to self. This is an eclipse. This is the death to the rebirth. And the rebirth is the rising phoenix. But the death is still going to be painful. And it's okay to acknowledge that. It's okay to feel that. It's okay to really be in that release. But like we said in the beginning, express. Move the energy. Bottom of the heart. There's a lot of changes, again, to the programming here. And how we've been programmed since we were young. When we went to school, it was setting us up for a job that needed to be a 9 to 5, that needed to be consistent, And so you're really delving deep into that really deep part of the heart and saying that doesn't actually need to be the case for me. To enjoy my life, I don't need that necessarily. I can experience a job that might be a little bit unconventional. But I trust I'll be guided to where I need to go. Relax your legs. I trust. Free fall into the spider web, free fall into the safety net. And be held there in your spiritual sovereignty. Be held there in your spiritual wisdom and your spiritual knowledge. Opening up deeper in the solar plexus. Again, trust and confidence is going to be expanding in your field, but it's the old energy needs to release first. There's going to be a lot of purging. What I'm even seeing, they're showing me different teas. Drinking tea each night with intention to purge. Teas specifically that bring clarity, and teas that bring releasing. And sitting with them in meditation and connecting with the vision of who you're becoming. Because connecting with that vision right now is going to be really essential for your trajectory. Lemon balm. We're saying sit with that in meditation. And I'm telling you, Katie, the where I'm seeing in your higher self timeline, there is a clear trajectory to this path being really beautiful for you. I want you to feel into that clarity. I think sometimes we can get into the mentality of like, this transition is going to be hard or it's not going to be easy, which sure, I think be humbled to understand that things aren't always going to be perfect. But at the same time, I want you to look at how easy it can be, because it is a part of your soul journey. It's when you actually submit into your soul's journey, into the trust that you know you have, into the gifts that you know you have, it could actually be much easier than you're expecting it to. Okay? Going down into the womb as the inner child is very giddy that her sensitivity gets to come forward. It gets to be used for the good instead of suppressed or pushed down. Again, tune into what resonates, Katie. If this doesn't resonate, that's okay too. This is what your soul is saying. She is happy. She's very happy. Like, and what I'm seeing for your inner child is like, as she's jumping off this cliff, your inner child thinks that this is like a roller coaster. Like, she's having fun. She's like, oh my gosh, yay, finally, I've been waiting for this day for so long. She's like, get me out of this place. Let me go into my purpose. There's such excitement behind this energy. All right, it was just 11:11. We're almost done here. Going down to the root chakra, opening this up deeper. Let go of any fear here. Trust your body. Trust your feelings. Trust the momentum. Trust the changes. Moving this energy down through the hips, thighs, back of thighs, knees, back of knees, shins, calves, ankles, feet, down into the earth, grounding, planting these seeds, planting these visions into reality, down through your roots, connecting deep into the earth, grounding all the way down to the crystalline core, and letting your impact be felt throughout the universe. Let yourself understand you're meant to be a world-known healer and a world-known teacher. It's in alignment for you if you allow it to be opened to you. Let that be felt throughout the universe. Bringing this energy down through crown, third eye, throat, heart, solar, sacral, root, hips, thighs, knees, shins, calves, ankles, feet, down into the earth. Grounding, planting deeper stability in your field now as you're transitioning over into a different level of stability. This level of stability is now deeply spiritual, deeply connected with your gifts. Trust your gifts. Trust yourself. You've trained for this for many lifetimes. Down into the crystalline core, shifting out, bringing unconditional love back up through your roots. Feet, ankles, shins, calves, knees, thighs, hips, root, sacral, solar, heart, throat, third eye, and crown, all the way up into the heavens, allowing this to be your truth if it feels right to you, and bringing this energy all the way back down and around you. And so it is. There are clients that are already planning on working with you. Releasing out any last energy that doesn't serve you, letting it go, letting it flow, letting it go, letting it flow, letting it go, letting it flow. Let go of any doubt. Bringing unconditional love into every cell of your body, illuminating from the inside out, appreciating the love, the joy, the peace, the bliss, the honor of being alive here in this present moment. I see you, I love you, I honor you. Bringing golden light energy all around your aura, keeping you safe, sane, and protected. Bringing abundance all the way down through your field and into the collective consciousness field. We all shift together. Take a deep breath in. Your energy is yours. And my energy is mine. And so it is. And so it is. There you go, beautiful soul. Sending you so much love as you're navigating this transition again. There is so much power behind this energy. This is so beautiful. Yeah, there's so much power. So very excited for these first two sessions that were just very in alignment with this Virgo eclipse. There's just, again, go check out my latest YouTube video. We talk a little bit more about the concepts that are coming in March. And this is one of those really big concepts, creating structure for the new earth reality to actually be implemented and planted into our realities. This is a year astrologically that people are going to be turning on. They're going to be waking up. And so those of us that have been awake, that have been connecting with our gifts for a while now, we are being asked to be at the forefront. We are being asked to be the guides, the teachers, the healers, the leaders. Listen to the call. You're so welcome, beautiful soul. You're so welcome. Why are you beautiful? That's a great question. I think it's the good energy on the inside. I think that shows. All right, let's go into the next one here. And Astrid, we might have energy left for you since there's so much power. Since there's so much power. All right. Rachel. Where did you send in, love? You said something. You said maybe PayPal. PayPal. Hey, don't glitch on me right now, please. Hey, stop that. Stop doing that. Give me a second. Technical difficulties. Do I want to visit India? I think so. I mean, I don't know why not. If I have the opportunity, sure. So, all right, Rachel, 25-minute session. Let me know if there's anything specific you want to work on today, love. This is very lovely. Thank you. So, Excellent. Y'all know the guides are strong today. It's like, I can feel like the eclipse energy is like this huge portal where like all of this messaging and all of this energy is like coming through. So it's so strong. It's so much energy, especially with the guides. They're like very loud. They're very loud today. All right, intuitive. All right, let me get my energy ready. Give me a second. Sunukua ramas ushk ontukua rambai ikia ask ontukua ikishk antakai ialiama romo sunukua iki tiapas. Okay, thank you. Am I Russian? Yes or no? No. All right. Put a heart in the chat when you are ready, Rachel. And we will get started with your session. Put a hand on your heart, put a hand in your belly. Let's take 3 deep breaths in together. Take a deep breath in. I want you to tap the top of your chest here and get some energy moving. I want you to make sure you're moving your breath down to your lower belly. Really just calming down your field. There's no need to be in any form of stress or anxiety. Feels like kind of a residual extension of life. This energy of stress or anxiety kind of just feels like the baseline frequency for you in a lot of ways. And so you can feel like it's normal, or it needs to, or something about that, which is very interesting. But there was multiple things that they showed me, and some of the things I forgot. But one of the things that they did share with me was a cup. And they show it was like a half full cup, and they were like, you get to perceive how you want to perceive that cup. It's either half full or half empty, or it's just a cup of water. Sometimes it doesn't even have to be perceived at what level that water is at. The other thing that they showed me was with that analogy, needing to fill your cup can be essential. So kind of giving back to yourself, buying yourself flowers, getting your nails done, something like that, where you get to fill your cup a little bit feels good. And then the other thing that they showed me was chickens. So I'm not sure if you want chickens, if that's a lifestyle that you are already engaging in, but something about chickens. And then again, that concept of dream bigger has been really captivating here today. So they want you to continue to dream bigger. And specifically as we're coming back into the body here, the dreaming bigger is going to take place in your physical body. So what is the feeling? Is there a possibility in your field to be completely relaxed into peace, completely relaxed into no worry, completely relaxed into tranquility, completely relaxed into knowing that everything is cared for? There's this overarching angelic presence around you that is like, relax. We are taking care of you and your family. Relax your shoulders. Let go of any burdens that you're holding on to. Relax your body. Let go of any worry that is accumulating through your sphere. Relax your spine. Again, I'm feeling very much right here. There's like this energy that's like, just went through a dark night of the soul. Okay. There's like a feeling of needing to purge here. Like I'm actually feeling it up through the neck as well. So you could be feeling even some tenseness in the neck. Complete release. This is so interesting because I'm like, the feeling I'm feeling in the body does feel a little bit distant or disconnected from the knowledge that I feel in my head. So you could also be feeling that in your body. You're like, okay, I feel like I'm at a certain level up here, but then there's a little bit of misalignment in my body. So that mind-body connection right now is going to be highly important. It's going to be the thing that they want you to focus on the most right now, is the mind-body connection. And the mind-body connection is going to happen with this throat chakra and with the neck. You need to connect. Okay, so let's just do a little physical practice to get that mind-body connection, which is literally massaging the top of your head or massaging behind the ears, by the neck, these areas here, massaging the neck. I can feel tingly in my neck for a long time. Yeah, that is that call for you to focus on bringing the energy down, okay? So I want you to go to the back of the neck, where we're kind of going to feel into that little divot in the back of your head. That is going to be that atlas bone, or that atlas vertebrae, which is going to connect us deeper into consciousness. So when we can physically massage that, that is telling our body we are safe to receive more conscious information moving down through our body. So you're going to now bring that, massage that down through your neck and down into your shoulders. You're also going to feel you're probably holding some stuff in your shoulders. Again, like we just talked about, you're kind of feeling this energy of, I need to still protect. And that protective energy is good for what it is, but they're also saying, relax. You are protected. You are divinely guided. You are a divine child of God. Of course you're being protected. And of course your children are being protected. Mainly that, it feels like there's this, I don't know if you have kids, I think you do, but there's kind of this energy of a very protective mama bear energy, that they're like, relax. Let the shoulders go. Trust. Okay, so we're going to go to the front of the neck now. We're going to go to the back of the ears. And we're going to pull this down through the vagus nerve. This is going to just help regulate the nervous system right off the bat. This is going to tell the body it is safe to be present in the body. We're going to go down from the clavicle. And maybe if you don't have kids, it's just that mama bear energy for life. I very much hold that energy, and I don't have kids. But I'm like, I want to protect everyone. I feel very connected with the innocence of humanity. So that could also be something of yours. What about the ears? The back of the ears? What do you mean? What's the question here? Go down to that inner armpit area. This is going to release a lot of toxins. This is also going to keep you stuck or keep you stationed in your body. You're going to go down to the shoulders or over to the shoulders, pushing this through and through all of the arms. Can you restate the question? Yes, I have a 1-year-old granddaughter. I've been overprotective. Okay. I can feel that energy. There's a lot of this. I need to keep her safe. And it's like almost not your burden to carry is what I'm feeling. But it can feel like it is. But also something that I'm feeling is like you're over responsible. Whereas the mother or the daughter or whoever also needs to take a little bit more responsibility. So when you're stepping in with this over responsibility, you're not allowing them to learn as much. Okay. Woo. I felt that moving a lot of energy. Woo. Kind of want to like throw up a little bit. Let's go to the other side. You're going to go down to the back of the ears. I just set a boundary too. Okay. So that's also that energy with that protective angelic force around you that you're being called to feel and tune into is this divine boundary. Instead of a boundary that needs to be super strict and limiting, divine boundaries tends to be a bit more fluid in nature because we are cyclical beings. But it's also still very structured with our highest good. Again, just tune into the imagery of a boundary being more like crystalline light around you rather than like a big dense wall. Okay, so we're going to move down to the other side. We don't want to be uneven here. Going down the vagus nerve, regulating the nervous system. Moving over from the clavicle. Can you feel your field already lessening and letting go? As we're talking about this, we can feel your energy dropping down from your shoulders, tuning in here. Again, we hold a lot of toxins in these places in our body. And then going down from the shoulder. You know what? You could also get a massage if that's something that feels called to you, if you have the financial means to do so, because it does feel like you're holding a lot of weight on your shoulders. And again, what that means is that we're holding on to other people's burdens, period. We're holding on to responsibility that's not ours. And a lot of times that will manifest in the shoulders, in the arms, going all the way down to the hands. All right, shake. Let it go. Let it move. Do a little shimmy. Do a little shimmy if that feels good. All right. I'm going to open up your crown again here. You have a lot of energy moving through your crown. Does it sometimes feel overwhelming? I can't tell if you're fully in tune with it. I have a lot of energy moving through. So that what that tells me is that it's also not going all the way through. Okay, going down through the third eye. I'm the rock. Ah, I see. And yet you're not. And yet you're not. Because when you're gaining other people's emotions and energies, then you kind of sway with it. You might act like a rock, but on the inside, you're not as stable as you wish to be. Bringing this down through. Throat chakra, again, needing to express what you just did with speaking boundaries, being open with others. And sometimes what I'm feeling, and maybe go check out my boundary video that I posted on YouTube of reframing boundaries, but something I talk about in that is sometimes boundaries don't actually have to be spoken. Sometimes certain boundaries are within yourself, where someone will be sharing some information with you and you just don't need to respond, or you don't need to energetically tune in. Sometimes energetic boundaries are what we need with ourselves, to tell ourselves, actually, that's not my burden to bear. But they're still allowed to have those feelings and those emotions, but I'm just here to listen. I don't have to bear the burden. So sometimes that can be the energetic boundary that is also being called to us, because we don't want to be super cold to other people and be like, hey, you can't share that because I'm too energetically sensitive, because then that also just puts you into the victimhood mentality. But it's more of, they're allowed to share, but you also just don't need to do anything about it. That's still their lesson to learn. Because a lot of times when we step into people's energy or we step into their situations, we finish their cycle for them, and then they just have to redo that cycle because they didn't actually learn the lesson. Because we learned the lesson for them. And then we keep doing that for other people, and we're like, let me help you, let me heal you, let me help you, let me heal you. And then what you're actually doing is pushing them away from them actually learning what they needed to learn. So feel into your field what personal boundaries looks like to not attach. Okay? Feeling down into heart, that could feel harsh, that could feel hard to navigate, because we're so intuitive and empathetic in nature that we just want to take on their burdens. We're like, I'd rather me feel that pain than you feel the pain. But it's not your pain to bear. And as you feel that, I want you to feel your field opening and freeing, especially in your heart. I went from people pleasing to disconnecting from everyone as I went silent too. See, that's the two sides of extremes, right? We want to notice that too. Completely investing in everyone's life, and then completely disconnecting. There is learning to be balanced, yes. Hey. That's where it's at. That's where you're at right now. This is that conversation even is starting to bridge more of that for you. Understanding that it doesn't have to be one side of the extreme. There is some energy releasing out of your heart here, so let it flow. Beautiful energy, though. I do want to say that. Beautiful energy. You have been doing a really good job with taking care of yourself. There is a refining, is what I'm feeling. The word refining is coming up. Refining what it is like to be not cold, but not hot. Kind of that beautiful, compassionate warmth that doesn't have to absorb, but it also doesn't have to be cold. I want you to feel into your field that warmth. Good. The lower part of the heart is also opening up, so some energy with your parents, some energy with family is coming up. Your connection to family, like those above you or siblings or things like that, that's coming forward. And again, even kids coming forward here, of like changing the way that you show up to others without judgment to self. Releasing expectations. I give up control again, is what this song says. Good. Whoa, there's a lot down in that lower heart that's coming forward. Ooh, there's a lot of emotions coming forward. Divine surrendering. Ooh. Ooh. Good. Clearing your field. Ooh, there's going to be a lot more that keeps coming out of the lower heart, but I do want to tune into some of the other energy down here. Going into your solar plexus, opening this up, being more confident in being that neutral warmth, being more confident in trusting your energetic and emotional self, your energetic and emotional boundaries, being confident in neutrality. Safe to surrender now. Safe to remember how. Bringing more trust, more light down through your field. There's going to be some interesting feelings in your body as we're releasing this, because there's a lot of emotions releasing. Relax your legs. I release what is not meant for me. Releasing the old version of you that was living in extremes. The extremes are necessary for when they come up, but also learning to not need them all the time. There's a lot releasing. Good job surrendering into this. Good job releasing. Oof. Oof. There's so much letting go. Okay, pushing down, going down into the womb, checking in, opening this up deeper. There's an empowered inner child here. I know you've done a lot of work with the inner child. The inner child is just very proud of you. Your inner child actually goes and gives you a hug. There's a lot of peace in the womb. There's creation here. There's a reset point is what I'm feeling in your field. A reset point to reinvent yourself, to create yourself new. There's a lot of reinventing happening. There's so much love in the womb here. Okay, going down to the root. Allowing yourself to feel stable and safe, protected, sane, loved, enjoyed for all of who you are without needing to fix. You're just enjoyed by your presence, enjoyed by your warmth. Feel that energy again of warmth. Feeling that down through your hips, even your butt. I'm feeling very much in the back of your butt. There's like some tenseness. Really want to let that go. If you want to just like wiggle your hips, that's going to also help. Down through the thighs, the back of the thighs. Hello, Akmin. Down through the knees, the back of the knees. Ooh, and the shins and the calves have some ankle here, or has some energy here. Shins and calves. I want you to actually tune into them physically right now. Ooh, the calves specifically. Ooh, roller skating and felt. Ooh, yeah, I'm feeling some energy. You fell on your butt. That's probably also why I'm feeling that. But there's some energy in the calves that needs some release. I love that you were roller skating so much. I want to get some roller skates. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. All right, down through the calves, into the ankles, and into the feet. Move your ankles a little bit too. They do want you to focus very much on really being in that grounded state in those legs. Because like we said, we were releasing a lot in that lower heart in the solar. You're going to still be continuing to do a lot of releasing out of those too. So you might get some emotions coming forward, some old memories coming to the surface over the next couple days. And whenever that happens, I really do want you to focus into your legs and give permission for your legs to release, because the calves hold the trauma of our heart that we haven't tuned into. And the bottom of your feet hurt. Okay, that's also a sign that a lot of stuff is releasing. So, like I'm saying, when you're feeling those emotions, tune into the feet. Let it release out through the bottom of your feet. Extend, visualize those roots going deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper into the earth, planting this deep warmth and this deep stability of self, this regulated nervous system. Feel that down through the crown, third eye, throat, heart, solar, sacral, root, hips, thighs, back of thighs, knees, back of knees, shins, calves, ankles, feet. I'm feeling the feet. Root down, all the way down. Really let this energy flow. Feel a waterfall of energy flowing through you as it is pushing this energy down into the earth, releasing the old into the mycelium network and releasing the fresh, new, beautiful, warm energy down through your roots, creating a foundation of stability and peace, reverence, neutrality, connection to your most divine self. Digging deeper all the way down to the crystalline core. Wrap your roots around the core and send this energy out into the universe as we all shift together into deep connection to self. Bringing this unconditional love back up to your feet, or roots, feet, ankles, shins, calves, knees, thighs, hips, root, sacral, solar, heart, throat, third eye, and crown, all the way up into the heavens, allowing this to be your truth if it feels right to you, and bringing this energy all the way back down for you. I do suggest doing a foot bath with Epsom salt, a foot bath, or just a foot massage in general. Again, if you feel called to doing a massage, I think full body massage could be good, or just a foot massage could be good. Even getting your nails done, that's something that I said even in the beginning, like getting a pedicure could be really good for you, to just feel taken care of, to fill your own cup, right? It was one of the first analogies. All right. Releasing out any last energy that doesn't serve you, letting it go, letting it flow, letting it go, letting it flow, letting it go, letting it flow. Excellent, beautiful, excellent. Releasing, releasing, releasing. You're welcome. Bringing unconditional love into every cell of your body, illuminating from the inside out, appreciating the love, the joy, the peace, the bliss, the honor of being alive here in this present moment. I see you, I love you, I honor you. Bringing golden light energy all around your aura, keeping you safe, sane, and protected. Bringing abundance all the way through you and into the collective consciousness field as we all shift together. Take a deep breath in. Your energy is yours. My energy is mine. And so it is. And so it is. There you go, beautiful soul. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Sending you so much love. Definitely feels aligned for some other people in the collective to also hear that message. So thank you. All right, so if we do have Astrid, yay, I'm so glad. I know you feel a lot better than when I tuned in. Not that when you tuned in was bad, but I did just feel a little bit more of that heaviness over on the shoulders, so I'm glad that that released out. All right, do we still have Astrid in here? Because if so, we could definitely tune into that, that healing. Let me see, I'll send it over to her. Oopsies. I think I have her on here somewhere. There it is. Let's see if she's still here. I'll send that over. Ooh, that feels so yummy, you guys. If you've been in here, take a nice good stretch. As our field has been shifting a lot. Ooh, so many good stretches in that one. Shoo-wee. Make sure you drink lots of water. And we'll sit into this collective for a little bit. Just tune into your body here. Trust the feelings and the emotions that are flowing through. Trust the changes that you might be tuning into with this Virgo eclipse. This Virgo eclipse. Full moon. Blood moon. Oh, I have to ask again, has anyone been, ooh, so many feels lately, right? Same. Has anyone been experiencing deeper soreness in the hands? Because I have been having joints inflamed for like multiple days now. And like randomly I'll just get like this pulsing pain in my hands. This for me feels like a spiritual healer upgrade in my hands, because that's a lot of where my energy goes. It's been your back and neck. I've also been having in my back and hips. Like bad, yeah. My hips, I've been really tuning into opening up more. Like when it's like good. Like I know I want to heal it. Especially neck, hands, and lower back. Yep. Same. I felt my hands throbbing and pulsing. Same. Yeah, my neck, I've been doing a lot of that lymphatic drainage because I have also been experiencing that. So I've just been massaging my neck a lot, which has been helpful. But yeah, the pulsing in my hands and my feet as well. My feet have been really in tune with that. So again, if you guys have been experiencing that pain in your feet, that could be a reason why. Wow, I thought it was because I ate gluten. I mean, that could be it as well, but I think you're not the only one that's experiencing it. Feeling like someone beat me up. Yeah, same. This morning, I woke up and I was like, oh, did I just get hit by a bus or what? Like, what happened? Yeah. And, yeah, it's been very, very interesting to tune into these energies, you guys. It's been really good. We could feel the upgrades. Like, obviously what is happening, well, maybe not obviously, but there's a lot of shifting that's happening. I have more bruise than normal right now. Yes, because that happens when we release out of our fascia massive energy waves, but really pleasurable other than pressure on third eye. Good. Well, other than the pressure on third eye, like definitely that's not fun, but I'm glad that that's happening, that you can tune in with that. I love that it's like really pleasurable for you. I love that you experience that type of pleasure. I also have been experiencing like a deeper amount of pleasure in general. Again, this is something that I talked about here in the March energy update, is more pleasurable experiences, higher highs, keeping that heightened energy of joy and bliss in our field is going to help elevate and raise consciousness. Why the foot pain? Because I've had it for the past 2 days. Thought I was going crazy. LOL. Yes, no, you're not crazy. It's so good. Yeah, the foot pain, there's a lot of releasing out of the feet. So our limbs, right? The feet, the hands, the top of the head, they all are places that we're releasing energy, that we're letting energy flow. And so a lot of times when our energy is releasing out from the heart, if there's old energy going out of the heart, it's going to go out to those limbs and it's going to release there. So that's one of the reasons. There's also a reason of like shifting and changing blood flow. Could be another reason. But mainly I do feel like it's the releasing out of the limbs. And again, specifically with the feet, if we're feeling into the feet, that also could be a call for a lot of us to ground in our dreams, which we've been talking about again with the Virgo moon. This Virgo eclipse is asking us to be very, very present with realistic things, very present with our realistic dreams. And so we're going to feel very closely connected to Earth. And as we do that, some of the negative energy out of our body is going to be releasing. I met the new guy's friends and mom. Nice. Everyone, please remember to ground. Yes. Psychosis moments. Yeah, it's that's definitely a difficult thing to navigate, I think. But I think it's really good that we have a community to talk about it. I think it's really beautiful that many of us have experienced psychosis. Many of us have experienced that really high depth of not being grounded. And so I'm really grateful that you're even sharing. Never thought I would experience it. Oh yeah, I definitely have experienced it. Very, very much experienced it. So yeah, sending you love as you're navigating that. It definitely is important to be very present with the body. And I think right now, again, what I'm going to say, the Virgo eclipse is really going to almost knock you to your knees energetically if you haven't been grounded. It's going to very much pull you down, like a gravitational pull. Like, get grounded. And if you're not grounded, you're going to experience a lot of things that you don't want to experience. So that's a deep call into the collective. So those that are really trying to choose escapism right now, it's not necessarily going to be the best thing. But escapism and expression can sometimes feel similar, but they're different, because expression is a grounded way of allowing our dreams to come through us, but it can still feel like we are escaping reality because we're expressing it in a way that might be artistic in nature, that doesn't look as much like reality, but it's actually a very grounded way to experience. So if we're experiencing psychosis, a beautiful way to help bring you back into your body is expressing it through art. This currently is a collective. Yes, yes, yes. I'm super glad you guys are all here. Thank you for being here. Sue. I just bought this from Goodwill. That's wild. Some light codes coming in for the collective to help anchor you down. Again, there is a lot of energy in the lower heart and the solar plexus going into a bit of the high womb. All of that area here is we're really going to be feeling some changes energetically. There's a lot of coming into greater confidence, like we talked about for a lot of those first sessions, coming into greater state of being physically, knowing that many of us on this path and many of us witnessing here are meant to be the guides, the teachers, the leaders of this spiritual revolution, the spiritual change in consciousness. And so since so many people are going to be waking up and finding more truth this year, many of us are being called to guide and lead, maybe by example, or maybe to be in front of a room, to influence in some way. Whatever it is, you are being called into your next stage, your next step of leadership. And it can feel intimidating, but right now this Virgo moon is going to give you more feasible, grounded understanding and opportunity and more clarity into what that actually looks like for you feasibly, what that actually feels like in a grounded level. For some of you, it literally might just be making new friends, finding friends, bringing them to your house and lighting a candle and enjoying spiritual conversation together. For some of you, it might be in the summertime, if you have a space for a bonfire, bringing more people in your community together by having a beautiful sacred ceremony with a bonfire, drinking tea together. Like, it doesn't have to be much, but it is necessary that leaders are creating community again, because specifically for women, and I do think men really need community as well, but I think women are the first step in this initiation, or the feminine energy are the first step to creating greater community that is safe for these sensitive conversations. And I say sensitive not in a way that it's like politically sensitive or things like that, but sensitive in a way that there is a lot of softness, there's a lot of gentleness, there is sensitivity to each other's emotions and feelings and energetics. There is a sensitivity that is felt in the collective. So when we can come together in more community, where we can just love on one another, where we can hold each other, give hugs, hold hands, like enjoy company, this is really going to be helping shift humanity. And the more that we see this online, the more that we see this in our lives, in our communities, the more that others are going to accept this as a part of reality. Reality is going to switch much quicker than we're even expecting, because the way that humans shift reality and humans shift like trends and the way that they think things are acceptable happens so quickly. So like, even let's talk about the trend with like the baggy pants, right? Back 2016, everyone was wearing skinny jeans, but now everyone's wearing bigger, baggier pants. How many years is that? 10 years, right? Okay, so 10 years of time is the time to shift collectively how we respond to community, how we respond to society. So from 2020, a huge part of the shifting happened in 2020 to 2030. imagine the shift that's going to happen in society. Okay, so we're in 2026 right now. We have a couple more years in this trajectory of how society is going to shift, and now we're at the end of that shifting, and we finally get to see everything playing out. The beginning of the 2020 to 2030 cycle was pretty slow. It had to be the deep exposing. It had to be like, oh my gosh, these people that are tuning into light language or energy work like this is insane. This is weird. And it broke open society. But now at this level in 2026, it's starting to become common. There's more of a conversation. There's more memes even about it, which when meme culture or human culture gets involved, then society changes, because humor helps people transition. And so when we see little memes about, energy work or healing and things like that, people are starting to get more comfortable with these concepts, which is really good, really beautiful. And again, if you feel offended by any of those things, just ignore it and move on, because it doesn't really matter. It's about the exposing that is happening much deeper. Okay, so 2026, we're here in the now, where much of these transitions are coming to the surface. We're seeing them manifest physically. By 2030, this is going to be a norm. So true. It seems like it's everywhere now. Right. Back in 2020, when I was like kind of waking up to all this stuff, I was like, what in the world? What is this? What? I didn't realize that people, like, it was so weird to wake up. It was so weird to be conscious, right? It was so weird to be like, oh my gosh, I was living as a mummy before now? What? And now, after doing this for 6 years of being awake, it's like so normal. It's going to be so normal. What's going to be a norm by 2030? I missed what you said. Just spiritual conversations, just community, like I think a lot of like community, ceremony, connection to one another in these spiritual spaces, having a much more grounded perspective. Like every town that you're going to go into, there's going to be more and more ways to connect spiritually in these ways physically. Having women's circles, having places where people can have ceremonies for weddings, ceremonies for babies, even like doulaship and midwifery is going to be heightened in 2030, as a lot of us are decentering the patriarchy as the highest authority. We're also decentering money as the highest authority. And what are we starting to center as a society? Connection, spiritual self, sovereignty, trust, love. Those are the things that we're starting to center, which is it's a massive change for society, when for a very, very long time the patriarchal standard was centered, where the male view was centered, where the way that the men's natural cycle was centered. So a lot of people are talking about decentering men, but this goes beyond just men itself. This goes into the patriarchy, how we were programmed to function like a 9 to 5, right? The 9 to 5 cycle is not in alignment with our natural feminine cycle. The feminine cycle moves cyclically. The masculine cycle moves linearly. They're different. So we're starting to learn how to function with both the matriarchy and the patriarchy. That's the thing here. It's not just pushing the patriarchy aside and bringing the matriarchy to the surface. That is essential in a lot of ways, but it's more of bringing that softness, bringing community, bringing back connection to our emotions. Like, I feel very, very passionate about childbirth, even though I've never experienced it. My whole life, it's been my first ever hyperfixation is childbirth. I don't know why. But the fact that so many women go through childbirth and don't feel supported by their doctors, don't feel supported by their partners, don't feel supported in any way, and often feel pushed to do things that they don't want to do, saddens my heart very, very deeply. That hurts my heart so deeply. Because childbirth is one of the most beautiful experiences that a woman can experience if given the right opportunities to experience the bliss behind it. To experience the absolute creation, the birth of life into existence. When supported emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually, that experience is so different than what other people are experiencing within these hospitals where they're forced to have C-sections, or they're forced to have induced labor because the doctor is there at that time, or they're forced to do things that they don't want to do, or their partner is literally not present, or their partner is literally not in tune with them at all, that the woman feels like she is alone in all of it. That saddens my heart. And that is a way that society is shifting away from the patriarchy into coming into balance between the patriarchy and the matriarchy. Does this make sense? Are y'all catching what I'm putting down? There's just different ways that society is going to function. It is going to be much more harmonious with our natural, feminine, cyclical emotions, because all of us hold the feminine and the masculine. It depends on where you are on that scale. It's okay if you don't have a lot of feminine. It's okay if you don't have a lot of masculine, but all of us have it. So especially even with men, when we're denying men the experience to have these cyclical emotions just because they're a man, they're going to create more anger inside of them because they're not allowing those emotions to come out. Because a lot of times, again, anger is a secondary emotion to feeling sad, to feeling pushed aside, to feeling all of these different emotions that aren't allowed to be present. They're going to dig it down and they're going to get angry. So why do we think that we have a patriarchal system of all of these men that are angry, that aren't good fathers, that aren't good partners? Because they're not allowed to feel. And it's beyond just our partnership, it's society as a whole. And they haven't been given that opportunity from a very young age to be present with their emotions. But I also think when there is a societal standard that is pushed onto someone, people aren't going to like that, in my opinion. I personally don't. I don't like being put into any type of category, but that's also just because I am the way that I am. But yeah, so that's what's happening in society is we're moving away, we're decentering the patriarchy and opening up more possibility for the matriarchal standard. And so again, as we talked about with the spring equinox, we could start coming into a 13-month calendar. This could be something that we, even in 20 years, might see as a standard. Because again, think about the skinny jean thing. And maybe that's not the best analogy, but maybe it is the best analogy. Because I really don't see that many skinny jeans anymore. Because we've changed society. We chose that that wasn't the way to go. But again, shout out to y'all that do wear skinny jeans. That might not be the best analogy. We are the change, absolutely. Yin and yang, light and root, living in ourselves. We are balanced. We are balanced. We are balanced. Come on. We are balanced. We are balanced. Yes. Yes. I hope Argentina find connection. I don't want to end like Atlantis. I don't think we're going to end like Atlantis. I don't think we're going to have that experience again. There's too many Atlanteans and Lemurians that are on this planet right now that have trained to make sure that we don't do what we did with Atlantis. There's too many experiences for us to not go back. And at this point in consciousness, we aren't going back. We have already surpassed the level that we were before. We're not going back. At least if you're in this trajectory. I think everyone has free will choice. You can always go downhill if you want to. That's up to you. But ultimately, I think that's the biggest thing, is take divine responsibility of your trajectory and your influence in the world. Right, we're not claiming that. Like the same thing with like war, right? We don't have to claim, personally, this is my opinion, we don't have to claim war. I'm not at war with anyone. I'm not at war with any nation. So I'm not claiming that as my experience. That's not my thing. You will do greater things than I. Yes, I think about that phrase all the time, Katie. I think about that so often, and that Yeshua comes into my mind so often when I'm doing this work, when people are judging me or believing that I am better than God. I never said that, but people do think that. But I understand that I am here to do greater works than Yeshua. He built a beautiful foundation, a bridge, a guide for us to follow. And we followed that guide, and now we're at that point where we get to even do even better. We get to become the superhumans that we know that we are. And we've already been doing all of the things that he's doing. We've already been leading. We've already been connecting. We've already been healing. We've already been bringing love into the universe beautifully. So understand that we've already connected with that Christed path. And so as we continue to follow that trajectory of the Christed path, we just continue to create a world of unity, the new earth consciousness. This is what I've been talking about deeply, deeply, deeply. But it's all within. Absolutely, it's all within. I just want to say thank you, you and I love you. You helped me so much, the best teacher. Oh, thank you. You know, it's been really interesting. I've been really meditating on the word teacher and leader, and I feel so connected to it. Like, it's just so deep into my soul that I feel like a teacher of teachers and a healer of healers and a leader of leaders. Like, I love doing this, and it makes me so happy to share my wisdom with you all. I'm just so beyond grateful. I'm just so beyond grateful. Like, I love what I do so much. And I hope it shows. I hope you can feel it. I hope you can see how much I love you guys and just like want the best for you. And I want the best for humanity. I want the best for the world. This is beyond just you guys, right? This is like, as much as we have this collective, I know that you guys are seeds that are planting deeper. And I think it's fun because I have, you know, some clients that do work with more humans. But I feel like I, again, connect with that phrase of like teacher of teacher, healer of healers, because a lot of times the way that I communicate can feel a bit elevated above if I'm just talking to someone that has never had a spiritual conversation. Is going to be a completely different conversation. And so I want you all to also to notice that you guys provided this space for yourself. Like, you wouldn't be here if you didn't hold that higher wisdom. Okay, that's kind of just went on a little thing, but oh, thank you. I feel so grateful. I feel so beyond grateful to hold this space. It is literally, again, like I said, like, my dreams have come true. My dreams have come true to be a world-known healer, to be a world-known teacher. And you guys have provided that to me. And the magnetism of my heart has also provided that to me. And now I'm like, boy, like, how can you expand beyond that, right? Like, that's already such a big fulfillment in my heart. How can it get even better? Like, it's, whoa, it blows my mind. It blows my heart a lot that I think about that it can get even better. And that's what we're going to be doing. That's what we're creating right now. So grateful for you, teacher. Thank you, beautiful soul. I truly, truly appreciate y'all. Yay, I'm so appreciative. And I'm so grateful that this mission was held on my heart before I really saw a lot of other people doing this. Like, this is not, even now, it's still not very common to have these type of experiences or to have this type of community. As much as it's getting more and more common, which I encourage, because again, that's how we change society, that's how we change the world, is we make things that are a little bit uncomfortable into something that becomes normal, right? Again, like with fashion, with trends, a trend doesn't stick right away. It takes some time for people to see it, to get used to it, and then be like, oh, actually, I do think that's cute. I actually do want that. That's what happens. It's I don't want to say that the spiritual movement is a trend, but it functions in some ways like a trend. We need to see more of it. So again, those that are here, you are called to be the ones to anchor in the style of spirituality, to anchor in the style of light, so that others can see it and be like, dang, I want to wear that. How'd you get that? Where'd you get that from? I want some of that. And then you tell them with your words of life, when you tune into what is necessary for you to speak, you will speak things beyond your comprehension, which I do all the time. I sometimes look back on these and I'm like, how did I know that? That's crazy. That's so cool. You are light. You are a beacon of light that has all higher wisdom within you. You are so loved. I'm so grateful for you guys. I bought the baggy pants. No one's laughing. I'm not laughing. I love that for you. But I feel good. Right. That's what I'm saying. There's something so good about it. So if we do want to talk about fashion, because y'all know I like a little bit of fashion. I enjoy fashion. Whether you think I'm fashionable or not, it doesn't matter. But one thing that I want for myself, that I want to create in the future, which I will be creating in the future, is my own like fashion line or like brand. And I want it to be like very, very flowy linen or like good material pants and good material clothing that really brings in like a higher reverence, is the word that comes to mind, where it's like clothes that are still like fashionable and fun and funky, but like deeply held with reverence. I have some designs in my head that I can't necessarily explain, but main key is that I hate changing my clothes. Okay, here's something I hate, and I'll say this very boldly. I hate leggings and I hate yoga pants. I'm very anti. I'm very anti leggings and yoga pants. And I also really don't like changing my clothes to work out. Like if I'm getting dressed for a day, I don't want to change my clothes to go work out. I want to look good and I want to move my body. So I want clothes that are very flowy in a way that I can work out in them, or to do yoga in them, or to like do a nice little squat during the day that I want to do and not feel confined. That's what I want. That's my dream, and I'm gonna have it someday. And you know, I was thinking of like, okay, how am I actually going to produce this? And I was like, I'm very into like small business type things. So wherever I settle down, again, for some reason, Charleston has always been in my mind for this. So shout out to Jody, she lives in Charleston. But I've always had an image of me having a healing facility there and getting moms, like stay-at-home moms that like to sew, to like work for me. And I can like give them the design that I want, and then they can make the clothes, and then it's a small business. We work for each other, we help each other, and it's not like having people over in China make my clothes that I don't feel good about. Like there's reverence behind the making. There's reverence behind connecting with people here in the community. So that's something I feel really called for in the future. So stay tuned for a fun little clothing line down the line for me. But yeah, I'm just anti leggings. That's part of matriarchy community, right? But it does. Here's the thing. It also doesn't have to be women. And I don't want to be sexist on that, but it can be anyone. Anyone that has that call to create with textiles, with reverence. I want. Yeah. Yes. Jinko, Jenko, Gaucho. Lydia, question. What's the question, love? Okay, let's bring some more light down. I got a little passionate there. Do you cleanse the clothes you buy energetically? When they're put on my temple, I don't think I do it like intentionally, but anything that gets put on my temple is respected deeply, right? And if I look in the mirror and I don't like what I see, I take it off. Like I have to feel good in my body. I have to feel good in my clothes. Oh, I'm a Goodwill shopper too. I love thrift shopping so much. I'm a very big fan of thrifting. Haha, are you trans? No. Thanks for asking. No. Sometimes I feel like where they came from. That's totally valid. And if you feel that, cleanse them. For me specifically, so I already cleanse my money. So anytime that I buy something, it already automatically goes into abundance. The frequency already shifts into abundance. So once it comes into my field, once I own something, it already shifts the frequency because I'm paying for it with abundance. So for me, that's how I tune into that shift. That's how I tune into allowing things to be cleansed already. But then again, when I put something on my body, I already respect it very deeply because I'm putting it on my temple. So it's like automatically. But if you feel called to extra cleansing it, that's up to you. Do what you feel. So if you feel that energy, but I also don't think it's a bad thing. I genuinely enjoy the feeling of knowing that someone else wore this. Like I know that a grandpa wore this shirt, or maybe not a grandpa, maybe like a 20-year-old college boy wore this shirt, and that's okay. I kind of enjoy it. It's like I get to understand the persona or the personality of someone else that then I get to transmute within. Like I get to experience the expression, I get to experience the feeling, and then I elevate it. Like just by putting it on my body, it is elevated. I think that for me is like what I do. What books do you read about this? About what? There's a couple books that I really do enjoy. I think I'm always going to suggest The Sophia Code is a really good book. I'm going to suggest the Bible. I'm going to suggest any type of religious text, really. Use all of your discernment with all books, of course, that are spiritual. I'd also suggest some books on Mary Magdalene. I really love reading about Mary Magdalene, and Anna, the grandmother of Jesus, was a really powerful book that I read. I read I don't remember what it's called. I think it's called The Book of Death. It's an Egyptian book. It's an ancient book. I read that book. It was really helpful. You know, okay, so let me talk about this book. So I got this book. I got it from the TikTok shop. It is called The Great Cosmic Mother, Rediscovering the Religion of the Earth. Have I finished the Quran? No, I haven't. Have you? I was actually going to suggest the Quran, but I hadn't actually read it. Okay, let's talk about this book real quick, because I'm reading this book and I can feel the matriarchal bias. And for me, that's something that I feel very strong about. I don't really love biases, whether on the patriarchy or the matriarchy. I just tend to enjoy neutrality. Something about this book that I'm reading is the women that wrote this book, their lives got really bad while writing this book. And I could tell why by reading it. Because they had to go into the dirt of what the patriarchy did to the earth. And they dug out some stuff that just does not feel good. Very negative things about how the earth is very corrupted by only a patriarchal system. And because of that, you can feel the bias in the book. You can feel the anger towards men. You can feel the anger towards the patriarchy in the book. And it just makes me not really want to read it because of that. I understand all of the pain, and I can see why. But ultimately, something that I live by is like, I don't want to take advice from someone that doesn't have the life that I have. And so if these women both kind of became homeless, there was a lot of deep pain that came out of this book that just makes me go, maybe I shouldn't take everything that their opinion says about this book. Because if I just stay in this deep hatred towards the patriarchy, where is it going to end me? Where am I going to go? Does that make sense? So this is something that's been very fascinating to me. There's a lot of very interesting things about this book. So if you're interested, you can go check it out. It's called The Great Cosmic Mother. But I think that there is a lot of pain. There is a lot of pain in the world. But it's all shifting. Okay, coming back to this. Yes, and the Talmud. Tell me, how is the Quran? I've been thinking about reading it quite a bit, actually. I'm bringing some more light down through the crown here. The third eye. The throat. The heart. The solar. The sacral. And the root. Pushing through the hips, the thighs, the knees, the shins, the calves, the ankles, the feet. Grounding into earth. Fighting fire with fire creates more fire. An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth creates more pain. sometimes the greatest way to evolve is to move on, is to let it go. Okay? I think sometimes we can get stuck in revenge. We need revenge. We need revenge for the man. We need revenge for the patriarchy. We need revenge for all of these things that are negative. In my opinion of this, sometimes the easiest way to move on is to know that God has got it. Wipe your hands clean of the ick and the filth. Come into a new state purified. And trust that all of the filth is being washed away inwardly. Because it all is a spiritual experience. The physical experience is just the manifestation of the spiritual experience. So if our spiritual essence continues to say, we need revenge, I need eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, the spiritual experience is still going to be war. But if you say internally, I know that it is done, and so it is, Father, please forgive me. Forgive them. They not know what they do. Give that energy, purity, completion, resilience, resurrection comes from that energy. It is complete. It is done. And so it is. We are walking into a world where we can walk hand in hand, heart in heart, where we can see each other eye to eye for who we are spiritually, emotionally, physically, mentally, physically. I think I said that twice. I wanted to ask something about building energetic discipline and dealing with shame, but I think it's more like, how can I improve my masculine energy to start and keep working on my projects? That's a really great question. Discipline and devotion. I like to view discipline and devotion kind of in a similar category, but devotion tends to be the act of really genuinely supporting yourself. And so when you can understand that your body is a temple and that your body is the place of worship where you get to honor your human experiences, one, the shame starts to not hold as much grip onto reality, because the shame is this feeling that you are unworthy, not good enough. There is some part of you that is unlovable, right? Shame comes from conditional love, period. Shame comes from conditional love. And so the way to move through shame is to give yourself unconditional love as your foundation. Okay, so unconditional love as your foundation is important to keep improving yourself, to keep pushing forward with the projects that you want to do, because you are your number one fan and you believe, I can make this work, I can do this, because you actually are motivating yourself. Versus when we're in shame, we're constantly looking for other people's validation about ourselves. We're constantly looking for conditional love. Shame is a cycle of conditional love. Guilt is useful, shame is useless. I don't know. I think both are useful. I think anything is useful, right? But it's a matter of perspective. Shame is a teacher of where you are conditioned. Shame is a box that is placed around us that says you are unlovable. And when you can break through that box, liberation flows through your field. And that is necessary, right? Just like being in depression can be useful. It's not always useless. It's useful to sit with yourself and acknowledge what isn't working. It's the same thing with shame. Where are you feeling unloved? And where can you give yourself that love and that motivation to keep going? Okay, so that's what I'll say towards that. That is a necessary foundational piece. And so when you can hold that unconditional love, you hold more devotion to self. You hold more appreciation to self. And then devotion aligns with discipline. Discipline is one of the only things in this world that cannot be faked. It is one of the only things in this world that cannot be AI, that cannot be faked on the internet as doing something. Discipline is real. Discipline comes from devotion. Devotion comes from self-love. Discipline is an ultimate connector to your own relationship with self. Love your damn self. Come on. Hey. As RuPaul says, if you can't love yourself, how the hell is anyone else gonna love you? And that's on, period. Yeah. Yes. I guess unconditional love includes hugging our shadows, so my shame is a part of that. A part of my that I can love. Yes. A part of me that I can love. Yes. 100%. Y'all, I used to be the queen of shame. I used to really sink into shame because I felt so conditionally loved. And I was like, that's the only way that I can be loved. And since I can't be loved outside of this, I need to not be here. That was how deep I was in that idea of shame. And then I broke through of that. And I was like, wait a damn minute, y'all. There's so much more love here when I just give it to myself. When I can love on myself, there is an overwhelming amount of love that is accessible to me. But when I was just trying to find love from people outside of me, it was so limited. There was so little love. And it was like hard for me. So that's when I had that breakthrough of my own love and being there for myself and dedicating time to myself and my spiritual path and my spiritual journey into myself, then I opened up to this huge amount of love that just flows through me all the time. And I have so much love that I just need to share it with y'all all the time. That's like why I do what I do, because I'm overwhelmed with the amount of unconditional love that flows through me on a daily basis. And I'm overwhelmed with the fact that not everyone feels this. And I try to share as much as I can because it's important. I think it's the most life-changing thing. It's the most life-changing thing to acknowledge unconditional love as your base frequency. That's what I feel towards that. I feel very passionate about that. Anyways, you guys, I think my phone's about to die, so I think we'll get out of here. Also, sorry the last time we were on live and the phone just dipped right at the end. Sorry about that. So we'll close out here for the collective. Thank y'all for listening. I'm very excited. Thank you for the roses. Very excited for each and every one of you as we're navigating these journeys in life, these pillars of change. You're so welcome. Thank you for the moderators over there on YouTube. You all are very appreciated. Releasing any last energy that doesn't serve you, letting it go and letting it flow, letting it go and letting it flow. You're welcome. Thank you for being here. I'm super excited. Again, feel into that Virgo moon. Get that structure together. And if you haven't checked out the March energy update, please go do this right after this. Lots of good energy there. All right. Bringing unconditional love into every cell of your body, illuminating from the inside out, appreciating the love, the joy, the peace, the bliss, the honor of being alive here in this present moment. I see you. I love you. I honor you. Bringing golden light energy all around your aura, keeping you safe, sane, and protected. Bringing abundance all the way through you and into the collective consciousness field as we all shift together. Take a deep breath in. Your energy is yours. And my energy is mine. I'm sending y'all with so much love. Go enjoy the Virgo full moon eclipse. And I'll see y'all on Wednesday. Bye. Bye, YouTube. I love y'all. Have a good day.